This is the Kate Daly Show.
It's clouds, illusions I recall. I really don't know.
Kate Daly Show. And of course, so glad that you are tuned in. Really appreciate you. And there's just so much to say. There's a lot at stake, right? As everybody keeps repeating in this upcoming election. And you've got $35 trillion national debt. Gold has stood firm in the face of greedy governments for a very long time and economic upheavals because it maintains the prices so that you can lock in prices before they keep going up, up, up. And it fights against global strife. If you have not bought gold and silver, please do. I would buy it at Birch Gold. Why? Because it keeps me on the air. That's why. Go to Birch Gold and buy your gold and silver there. It will really help us to stay on the air. All you have to do is text 989898 and then, of course, send off my name. So it's just a text message. You just, the phone number is 989898. And then you just, in the subject line, in the message, just put my name, Kate. Send that off, please. They're going to help you to understand how to convert your IRA, 401k into physical gold, tax-free and penalty-free, and it doesn't even cost you a dime out of pocket. They're going to send you that information and also how to buy gold and silver. And of course, the price of gold has increased 40%. Is it going up? Well, that's what they're saying. Go ahead and get it now. And but do so, and you're helping the show too. So you're actually doing two great things for yourself at the same time. Text 989898 and then text my name, Kate. Okay, we have a caller. Hi, caller. Welcome to the show. Go right ahead.
Well, hey, Kate. How are you feeling?
I'm good. How are you? What does your latest research say?
Well, I don't know if you saw, but a gentleman online had found that during Hurricane Helene, that a Merton Orion P3, which the government uses and has used in the past, for example, in the 1960s, to manipulate a hurricane over Cuba, it was actually flying around doing weather patterns during the latest hurricane, during Helene. So that's pretty frightening, number one. It begs the question, because from what I've learned, and probably what you've learned having different people on your program, is they cannot create a hurricane out of thin air, but they have to utilize what's there. And then, hopefully, let's all pray, right, for this. I guess did you say it's Hurricane
5?
Milty?
Yes, Milty. I wish he was here to comment on it. Milty, yeah.
Milty, you're a hurricane.
Right.
Hello.
Oh, my gosh.
But let's pray for all those people that if they are planning to try to manipulate this hurricane, that it's all for naught. Hopefully it will just go out into the Atlantic and dissipate, that it will steer clear of Florida. I really feel bad for those people. But I just wanted to share one tidbit that I've been doing for the last several years, and it's very, very easy to store water.
Okay.
So if you get, juice containers, if you drink soda pop, you can use the liter bottles. But every time you finish one of those juice containers or pop bottles, rinse it out and rinse it in your sink with, a sink full of water and a cap full of Clorox bleach, and just rinse it out and then fill it with your tap water. And then date it and put it someplace that you're going to, have your water storage, because you'll need wash water, right? So anytime that you're done with your laundry soap, anytime that you're done with your vinegar, if you use vinegar to clean with, again, use the same type of thing, wash it out, and then fill it and date it.
Great advice.
I also you'll want to cycle that through every year, right? So water your lawn, water your plants, and then refill it again, add a new date.
Excellent. Thank you. I heard it was 8 drops of bleach per gallon. So 8 drops per gallon. Yeah?
Well, and it depends on whether or not you filter the water from your house, right? So that's another tidbit that I would encourage people to get a filter on their home.
Excellent.
So that every drop of water that comes into your house is not chlorinated, is not fluorinated. It does not have the bacteria that who knows what gets into the groundwater if something breaks, right? Or if we have a flood or whatever the case is.
Thank you. Yeah.
Reverse osmosis at your sink is another way to, number one, save on. They're super easy to install. Save. You don't have to go to the store and get bottles of water in plastic all the time. And then when you do fill up your water containers for storage, you don't necessarily have to add the bleach, but you can if you choose to.
Yeah, it depends what you're using it for too. Thank you so much. Really love the phone call. Love the advice. Yeah, I did hear it was 8 drops of bleach per gallon, so it's kind of easier to remember how much to put in. But I also was intrigued by the April 25th, 2024, so some months ago in the spring, the news story by Convoy of Hope that did a news story on hypothetical hurricanes wiki. You know, there's a hypothetical hurricane wiki page. And it said, it'll tell you all about Category 5 Hurricane Milton that caused widespread damage across its path in October 2024. There's a lot of these types of things that they throw out there. And I was just making sure that you knew that. There's also a lot of efforts to thwart the help that's going on, tragically. And I know that makes you sick to your stomach. It makes me sick to my stomach, too. Lots of things do. And also a solar generator. And you know what's helping the most, though? Diesel and gas. And I will say that people using the chainsaws, people that are out there trying to get people out of harm's way, will rely on diesel and gas and cash. Isn't that phenomenal? Isn't that interesting that we go back to those things when we truly need the help? Extra pet food, make sure that first aid kit, don't just do any first aid kit. I would create your own with the important things like I mentioned in the last hour. And also emergency candles, extra lighters, things like that. That's what people were asking for. And I think that's really important to kind of keep in the back of your mind for getting ready. This is a really good time to have a backpack under your bed so that you can go. And don't use shoes that you use all the time. I would use shoes specifically for that backpack. And I would have rubber boots for that backpack. You can get liners that go up over your shoes too. But I would have it ready. Isn't this a really good time to spend a little money on preparedness just so that you're ready? Laminate your documents. Laminate them so they don't get wet. You never know what's going to happen, but have those in your backpack. And also a map of the area and a map of areas that you might need to go to. Okay. I just think it's super important. I think we rely way too much on our phones for info. We are tied to them to know where to go in our cars. And I'm guilty of it too. I mean, I love it. You know, you just throw the address in and it guides you there every step of the way. But what happens when you don't have access to that? I know people are buying Starlink. Okay. I understand why. And I get it. There's a lot of things to look at, but what would you do if you were cut off? What would you do in an emergency? And what kind of plan would you have for your family? And we had Farmer Kirk on to talk about that. And I loved his take. And they have kind of a system they set up as a family. We all go to a certain location and we write our name. We put our name there and people will know you're all right, where to find you. I mean, put together a plan. What are we waiting for? We're going to get hit. We're going to get hit a lot coming up here. I know we are. Over the next 5 years, you're going to see a lot of it. Be faithful, be fearless. See you tomorrow.
Financially sound American.